What's good, YouTube? It's your main man, AB the Hero, back again with another video. Today's video, we got to talk about the Ed Reed saga, what's happening with Bethune Cookman, and all of that stuff. And I will tell y'all, I blame Deion Sanders and not Coach Prime. I blame Deion Sanders Jr. Let's get into it.
Triple B's! AB the Hero, back at it, baby.
If you haven't saw this, there's this clip that's going on where Ed Reed, who was announced to be the next coach of the Bethune Cookman University Wildcats, took to his Instagram to pretty much verbally shoot up the entire school. All right. And I will tell you this, I have some mentors in my life, and I have some folks who I would say, you know, I mentee, and they ask me questions and I give them advice. And never would I have ever told somebody, if you take a job, or not even if you officially, well, if you accept a job, right? If you definitely ain't got a check yet, I would never advise you to then take to your social media wearing your job's insignias and branding and then tear that job down before you even in that video, threaten at some points to, I should just leave, but I won't. I would never advise that. And nobody who I would consider to be a mentor, I believe, would advise me to do that either. So I think from that standpoint, Ed Reed dropped the ball here, right? And since then, we've seen Ed Reed on different programs speaking very passionately. And to me, and this is not me dissecting or trashing Ed Reed 100% or throwing him a lot of shade his way, but the man comes off extremely passionate. The man comes off as somebody who definitely cares about these programs, about these kids, and football in general. So you have to clap it up on that. But what I said at the top of the video is, when it comes to this, I blame one person, and that person is Deion Sanders Jr., all right? And now, why I say I blame him is because a lot of us give credit to my man Deion Sanders Jr., Coach Prime, and what they were doing over at Jackson State.
Son Bucky, all the stuff you see us post, he's the man. He's been a one-man machine. Now he gets some help. We don't believe. You think we do how you do social media? We know how to do social media. We're gonna bungee jump and follow what y'all got. Matter of fact, just tell them, what's the best way for them to increase it today? Tell them.
Today, just post. You just gotta post, stay consistent. You got all eyes on you right now. So just, everybody want to know what y'all about to do, who y'all are, who everything is. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make y'all the most famous people walking this planet. But you got to win.
Let me give you an example. Bucky, post it. I'm cutting. When I say 1, 2, 3, you say I'm cutting. Put it out right now. 1, 2, 3. That was a little weak. I don't know about to do that. What? That was a little weak.
What's up with this dude?
I'm coming. Like, I'm coming. All right? All right?
Yeah.
He thinking it's a whole, you don't want stuff. 1, 2, 3. That's it. That's all we got. Put it out right now.
With the amount of transparency they allowed us to have into that program, there's a lot of casual sports fans, a lot of casual Coach Prime fans who got really tapped in on a hardcore level with Jackson State. People who had never been to an HBCU game ever, taking trips down to Jackson, Mississippi to pull up, following them around the country. They were selling out stadiums over and over and over and over again. And as they went on championship runs, and at each step of the way, literally, we got to see it all unfold on social media. Now, one of the things that I have always said on this channel that I don't think a lot of people really understand when it comes to the media is that by the time you see something, there's an agenda behind it. There's some intention behind it. things that go viral on here are going viral for a reason. These major corporations are posting things that they want you to see and information that they want you to have for a reason. And when we start to talk about Coach Prime, folks give him credit for being one of the first cats who understands branding, who understands when the camera cuts on, I'm going to say X, Y, and Z, and it's going to have X, Y, and Z effect on people. There was a clip that I saw where Coach Prime was talking about one of his pre-game or post-game speeches, and when it was coming to hit social media and the scheduling, he wanted people to look out for it because he felt like what he said was pretty impactful.
The emotions came before the game. In the pre-game speech, it was you guys get to see it probably in 3 days or something like that. I think Tuesdays. We always put it out on Tuesdays. It was something.
And
to
so
be
it's an intentionality that Deion Sanders Jr. and Coach Prime acted with the Jackson State information. Such intentionality that I tried to watch the Deion Sanders Coach Prime series on Amazon, and I couldn't even do it because I had already saw it all, right? And so that level of intentionality, I think, set up as a blueprint for a lot of folks. So my man Ed Reed touches down at Bethune Cookman University with the blueprint of how I get the people involved is transparency, right? But you need tact. You need the ability to control what information you're going to give out and have somebody say, oh, wait a minute, coach, not yet, not this. So when you don't know how to do that, when you don't have a Deion Sanders Jr., Well-Off Media, and some of these other outlets that they have created, helping you film things, edit it, give concise stories, maybe giving you another take, another opportunity to say that a different way, or you don't have a Deion Sanders who is so eloquent with his words, you get these Ed Reed rants on Instagram, and those things end up getting you fired. It's simple as that. So while I do think the precedent is set for a lot of these organizations that story matters, bringing people in, giving us the transparency, giving us an inside look on these organizations in ways that we have never seen before matter, right? One of the big things I always say, you can look at boxing. People were showing up to watch this Jake Paul kid box, even though he's not a talented boxer at all. It's probably a million boxers better than him on this planet. But folks tap in because of the story. They tap in because they understand there's a lead up to it. There's some extra that you get from them that you don't get from other places. It's the same thing. So for a lot of these organizations, I say figure out a way to follow that blueprint. But you have to understand that there is a skill that comes with operating that social media. And I will tell you this, I want to leave you with this. Let's keep in mind that my man Deion Sanders Jr. was supposed to be running the Colorado Buffs social media for a little bit. And they said, wait a minute. Even the tact and the skill that y'all are using is not even on the level of what we doing here. So that won't work. So there's levels to it, but it is necessary. And if you can get it right, the rewards are great. It's your main man, AB the Hero. We getting up out of here. Peace.
Be the hero. No, not peace. Plus one. Triple B's. We out.
There it is.